Hey, what's up, guys? Slick Rick 260 here, and I just got finished watching the ESPN. I think it's called Outside the Lines, and it was a little half-hour segment on the UFC and the revenue, and pretty much fighters aren't getting paid what they deserve, and that kind of thing. And so, starts off with pretty much Lorenzo Fertitta talking, and he's just going on and saying that they treat their fighters well. Uh, Fighters get paid a bonus, so they they perform, they get paid. He says they get paid, or they've made 39 millionaires, which is I didn't realize that was impressive, and I didn't know this. St. Pierre makes $4 million a fight. I thought it was like maybe a million. That four, that's a lot. I was kind of surprised to hear he got paid that much. Not saying he doesn't deserve it or anything. I'm just shocked to hear it was that much. And so yeah, it just goes on, and all of a sudden you see Ken Shamrock, and the guy's a mess. You just look at him. He will do anything to get noticed. He filed a lawsuit against the UFC. He lost. He made a good living in the UFC too. He made, I can't remember what they said. He made millions of dollars in the UFC, and pretty much filed for bankruptcy. Like spent it all. It's all. He's pretty much broke. He'll do anything to get noticed. He's trying to. He's right now. He's trying to fight Frank Shamrock. Like, just give it up. You're old. You're too old. You can't fight anymore. Yeah, it was stupid. And he's saying that I did agree with. I'm not saying I'm on the UFC side of all this. I do agree with some of it. Ken Shamrock goes on to say that they bought out all the other companies, so though they don't have the place to go. And then Lorenzo Fertitta rebuttals that by saying, "We've bought all the companies because we want all the best fighters in our company." So I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." And then they're talking about that nobody wants to go on camera to say anything because they're afraid they're gonna get blackballed, which makes sense. I could see them not. I don't see them blackballing them on purpose, but if you were saying shit, if I had a worker and he was saying shit about my company to the public, to the media or whatever, I wouldn't want him around. Fuck that. Go fuck yourself. Like, I'm paying you money and you're gonna just freak out. So no, I'd be pissed too. But I can see why nobody wants to say anything because they are scared something might happen. Um, yeah. What else was I gonna say? Um, yeah, I don't know. They keep going. They just go on to say that UFC's monopoly, and Lorenzo Fertitta's like, no, that's bullshit. He's like, we're just the only place where you can make money in this sport. He's like, oh, they're not allowed to go outside of the UFC to make money. That's what they said. If they're in contract, they can't go with anywhere else to make money. And Lorenzo Fertitta kind of just says, there is nowhere else to go to make money in this sport. It's UFC or nothing. He's like, their revenue or their worth of their company. He bought them for 2 million, and now they're worth over $1 billion. Done pretty good for himself. He's already loaded. He's him and his brother are in line to get the Palace Station casino chain, I think, in Vegas, and they're both of them are just loaded up the fucking ass. Um, yeah, and then you get Pedro Rizzo to come on, just another pud that's past his prime, saying that, oh, UFC blackballed me. I can't fight anywhere else now. I'm scratching to make money. Like, why don't you just be a coach? Oh, get. I'm sure he's a Hall of Famer. Not trying to disrespect him. When he was in his prime, he had a great career. He's fought the best all over the world. Well, I don't understand why he doesn't just stop fighting and coach. He'd make good money coaching fighters. If I was a young and up and coming fighter and I saw Pedro Rizzo and he's like, I'll coach you, I'd be like, fuck yeah. you're you're Pedro Rizzo, like, come on. And then he's saying that Dana White get along, so he can't fight there anymore, and they got pretty much saying he got blackballed and blah blah. And then they go on to say that they think that the UFC fighters are only making five or 5 to 14% or something of the revenue, and all the other sports are getting 50, around 50ish. And what else did they say? Oh, the one of the three guys at the end of it with Pedro Rizzo and John Gross, the reporter for ESPN MMA, was this like lawyer guy, and he was I think he does like things like the fighters uh thing in Vegas where all the fighters get together and they go to all these meetings. He was pretty much trying to start a fighter union, and it's been in the works for a while, but he pretty much denied it. He's like, it's not a union, it's an option. Just kind of blabbered on, but he's starting a union. Just admit it. It's obvious. He said he's starting a fighters association to stand up against them, and so they can try to salvage what little money they can get out of their contract still, and have corporate sponsors, because they're not allowed unless they pay like 150 G's to Dana White for having the corporate sponsor. So I don't know if I'd mind there being a fighters union though, because then those smaller guys that aren't getting, not smaller, but like the lower level guys are getting paid more, because they don't make very much a fight. I will admit that $6,000 a fight isn't very good when you can only fight pretty much 5 times in a year. Well, you fight more than that, but sorry, you got 4 or 5 times is a good amount, and that only gets you what, $60,000 around there, and they have to pay for training and all that kind of stuff. I know their expenses are high, let alone just living. So I would like to see the lower guys get bumped up a little bit. I could give it rat's ass with the guys who are getting top dollar, like they're making millions, so they're fine. But I think the lower guys should be paid $10,000 at least to fight. No. Oh yeah, okay. No, what is it? It's 6,000 to show up, and then another 6,000 if you win. So I would like it to be at least 10 to show up and another 10 to win. Plus they get all their fighter bonuses and everything. So I don't know. You guys should watch the little document, the half-hour thing. It's on ESPN.com, and there's a written article too if you just want to read it. It was interesting to see what they had to say, and I'm very interested to see Dana White's rebuttal. He did say he was going to come out with one and just rip ESPN apart, and so I'm assuming they're probably not going to be in business anytime soon. I don't see UFC ever being have anything to do with ESPN anymore, unless they already do, which I'm mistaken. Apologize, but I don't. After that, they definitely didn't look like they get along. He was calling them hacks. I remember I saw an interview. He was freaking out on ESPN. So I don't know. We'll see. But if yeah, guys, subscribe to my channel. Comment below. Tell me what you guys think about this whole fighters union kind of maybe developing, or what you guys think of the article. I thought it was interesting. I like that kind of stuff, like stuff that you don't see both sides of the story. So yeah, I don't know. That's about it. I'm Slick Rick here, and I'm gonna peace out, subscribe, and comment below. Thanks. Bye.